This is my mountain bike, and I spent over $500 worth of parts to see how fast my mountain bike can really go. Right now, we just have a stock setup with just some new pedals and grips, but in these boxes, we got brakes, tires, and a whole bunch of other modifications to see how fast this mountain bike can really go, and we're gonna be pushing it to the limits. So first off, let's start off with a stock test run at my local bike park.
All right, guys. We're gonna try a time trial on this and see how fast we can go down the whole thing. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh, thread the needle. Whew. No way in heck I'm hitting that jump. Oh my gosh. This is so tight. Oh my gosh, beautiful line. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. Okay, come on. We got time. This is time. Crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ooh. It's a roller too. Woo! Alright, that was a good run. Oh my gosh. I'm going way too fast. Whew, okay. Time is when we hit the end of the roller. That was alright. I couldn't stop and I just rammed my leg got caught, and that was just a disaster. I couldn't stop, and that corner is so sharp. Your brakes have to be golden, so hopefully that works out better with the new upgrades.
We're gonna be changing 3 different things on the bike, and the first thing we're gonna change is this rear brake rotor right here. As you can see, when we were mountain biking doing that first test run, I had absolutely no braking powder in my rear brake, so we're gonna up this guy from a 160 to a 180. But first, let's flip this bike and get our back wheel off. First thing I'm doing is undoing the quick release, then I'm unscrewing. Then I put some tension on the chain, which allows me to get that back wheel free, and it's out easy as that. Alright, so we successfully took off this rear tire. Here's the old rotor right here, the 160 mil. Here's our new 180 millimeter rotor. We're gonna put that on, and then to fit that, we have to put on a adapter. So we'll fit both of those and see how it goes. Now I'm unscrewing all 6 bolts on the old 160 mil rotor. And that went off pretty easy. So now we got the new rotor with our new set of bolts, and we got to install this with the star pattern. I don't have a torque wrench, so we're just kind of going when it feels tight. That's going to be our torque to spec. It says I should be torquing this to like 3 Newton meters or 4 Newton meters, but like I said, I don't have a torque wrench, so we're just kind of going with the flow. Alright, so we're out with the old and in with the new. The next thing we're gonna focus on is right here is the caliper adapter right here, right there. So we just gotta unbolt this thing right here and then throw on the adapter because this rotor's larger. So yeah, that's the next step.
15 minutes later.
Alright guys, I got some bad news. This brake adapter is the wrong brake adapter. After fussing around for like 15 or so minutes, found out that it's not the correct thing, because look at this. This doesn't fit on this thing. It's really weird because okay, I could put it on like that, but there's no hole right, it's honestly just weird. So
if you look at the front brake adapter, which is also 180 millimeter rotor, look at it. The brake adapter is totally different. As you can see, look at that. It's like a bow shape compared to this one. Totally different. So unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to get a new brake adapter. So see you guys in the next clip.
All right, so I found that this adapter is not the right one. This is a post to IS mount. I just need a post to post mount. So we just ordered that one on Amazon, and it's just another day. We're going to continue moving on to the next steps, which is going to be the brake pads. I'm changing the rear and the front brake pads because you might as well just change both so that you know that there's even wear on both. And yeah, so we're going to do that and cut to that clip. Now we got to get the front tire off, so we use our Allen key and just twist that out. Now we just take the front tire off. Then to replace the brake pad, just take the safety pin out. I used the pliers this time to take out the safety pin, and then you unscrew it using your Allen key. After you do that, you take out the pads and the spring. This time I used my hands, but you can use the pliers if you want. Grab the new pads with the spring, align the spring and the pads together. And use your hands or the needle nose pliers to put that spring back in and put your Allen key back in. Then you put your pin in, and then you're all ready to go. So for the rear, it's the same procedure, so just enjoy the music. So right here we have our front wheel. We got the Maxxis Forecaster tires, and then also on the rear wheel we also have Maxxis Forecaster tires. These are both cross-country tires, so when you're doing some downhill gnarly stuff, these tires do not cut it. So for the front tire, we got some Maxxis Minion DHF tires, which is a great front tire. 29 2.5 width. And then for the rear, we got the classic Maxxis Minion DHR 2s. So these should be a great upgrade for riding in the bike park and having great laps, and hopefully this will improve my time. So right now we're just trying to get the core out, that way air can move out quicker. There's the core. After I did that, we're just making sure all the air's out of the tire, and then I gotta break loose the bead. That took me a little bit. I don't know why I struggled. I guess it's my first ever tire doing that too. So we broke loose the bead, and then we were able to separate the tire from the rim successfully.
Brother,
And the tire sealant actually looked disgusting. I actually learned after this video that you're supposed to like replace your tire sealant every like couple of years. Pretty easy, hot water and a yellow rag, just cleaning that tire sealant up, making sure the rim is nice and pretty. I'm also looking around the rim to make sure there's no punctures in the rim tape, or else I'd have to re-tape the whole rim, but thankfully there was nothing there. It was all looking really good. Now I'm just cutting the tires out of the package and making sure they're forming right, you know, making sure it's in that nice circular shape. All right, this was the hardest part for me because it was my first ever time putting on a new tire to a rim. I was struggling hard, but I made sure to put the tire over the rim, and then you got to get one side of the tire on the rim that I did here. It's pretty easy. I was just able to use my hands. For the other side, you got to put the other side of the tire on the rim, and I made sure that that fit up all nice and easy, and it did. I used 100 milliliters of sealant. I used it from this chart over here. It told me based off how wide my tire is and what size my tire is, that how much sealant I needed. And then I put the sealant in the bottom of the tire. Now when it gets to the end and you have both sides on, this last 6 inches left of the tire is really hard, so I had to use my tire lever, and that worked really well. Now I'm screwing in the cord of the Presta valve. Then after that, you got to roll the sealant around for 4 minutes just to make sure that's evenly coated across the whole rim. All right guys, this is the moment of truth to see if it actually holds air. Crossing our fingers. You guys should hear a pop, and if we hear a pop, that's a good sound. Woo! Alright, so sadly we do have a small leak right here. I'm sure you can hear it. Okay, so we gotta just tighten up the core because I think I didn't tighten up the core enough, but other than that, I think we did a great job. Alright, there we go. There we go, no more hissing. Now we're gonna move on to the next tire. Let's go. It's the same process on the rear tire, so just enjoy the time lapse. It was all going really smooth until I hit the last 6 inches on this tire. It was just extremely hard to get on, so after hours of fighting, I eventually got help. Alright, so here is the new tire. It's great. Sorry we didn't get it on film, but this back tire was a problem because, as you can see here, it's got double down casing, which means the sidewalls are thicker, so less punctures. But that actually was a curse because it made it extremely hard to get the tire onto the rim. I was trying for about 3 hours until I went to my local bike shop. Shout out Bonhoff Sports. Their link is in the description below. They actually had some better tire levers. The ones that I were using, I found out, these are just like your everything tire lever. They're not designed for tubeless. They had like a bigger, wider one that was designed for tubeless tires specifically, so they used that and it went on like no problem. Big shout out Bonhoff Sports. They actually did it free of charge. So again, if you guys are ever in the Petoskey, Michigan area, make sure to check them out. They did a great job. It seated perfectly. Everything is great. Now we're just waiting for the brake adapter to come, and we're gonna see how fast this puppy can go. By the way, since we have 2 old tires, I have no idea what to use them. They're Maxxis Forecaster tires, 29 by 2.35. They're great tubeless tires. They have around 50 miles on them. They got a decent amount of tread left. So if you guys want these, you got to be subscribed, and you have to either be following my TikTok or Instagram. and DM me saying I want the tires, and I will send them to you free of charge. Just make sure you are subscribed and you're following my either TikTok or Instagram, and make sure to DM me, because again, I will send them to you free of charge no matter what. All right, so the box is here. Let's open her up. Let's open her up. I don't know why they sent such a big box for just something so small. Oh, holy grail right here. All right, this should take 2 seconds to fit on, and then we're about to go right to the bike park. So let's go. So in the bag for the adapter, we have the adapter itself and the 2 bolts. To fit the adapter onto the brake caliper, it's super easy. Just align the 2 holes with the caliper's 2 holes, and then you just got to screw that onto the frame using your Allen keys. Make sure you don't over tighten these bolts, because the brake pads will end up rubbing against your rotor, which basically causes you to be like braking the whole time. So just be cognizant of how tight you tighten these bolts. Just like that, we're good to go. All right, so last thing we gotta do here is fit up this back tire, make sure everything fits up nice and snug, and hopefully crossing our fingers that we put this adapter on the right way. If not, I'm gonna have to rechange everything, but crossing our fingers that this works. Hopefully the bike's all good. All right guys, as you can see, the bike is all upgraded. We got the tires, brakes, brake pads, the whole 9 yards. So crossing our fingers that these $500 worth of parts actually makes us faster. So without further ado, let's go to the bike park.
As you can see, this is the new bike. You got the Minion DHR2 and the Minion DHF. We're gonna do a time trial run on this run again. Hopefully we prove that spending $500 worth of parts will make your bike faster. All right, we're gonna do this. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my gosh. Whew, that was gnarly. Okay, this is so techy. Oh man, we're bobbing everywhere. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. No fallout this time. Come on. All right. Bang, that's time. That's time, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, that's time. I have a feeling that was much faster. The brakes and the tires and everything, just more control, more grip, more everything. But I guess we'll have to compare it at the ride. So see you guys at home.
All right, so I just got back from the bike park, and I do have to say that these tires and brakes made a whole lot of a difference. The more aggressive tread pattern on the tires is night and day different. I can definitely lean into corners harder without worrying about me sliding out. I just had that much more confidence in my tires. And the brakes and the brake pads definitely made a difference, but not in the way that I thought. The way that it made a difference is that it didn't overheat. Usually with my 160 mil brake rotors, you know, that 5th or 6th lap, I just have like absolutely no rear brake power. But on the 5th or 6th lap this time, I was able to be perfectly fine, still had the same amount of brake power I had on lap 1, so that's great news. But it's just different. I thought my brakes were going to be a lot more like snappy, but the brake power is the same, it's just more consistent throughout the whole ride. I think that's how I describe it. But other than that, I think these upgrades are worth it, and hopefully I smashed the time. By the way, if you guys want the old Forecaster tires, Maxxis tires, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you're following me on TikTok or Instagram, and DM me on either TikTok or Instagram saying I want the tires. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless y'all. Peace.